Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about that the state of Bihar has gotten its first dry port. So basically what has happened is that Bihar, which is one of the eastern states of India, has received its first ever dry port. Now what becomes important is to know that what is the meaning of the word dry port. That is what we will be looking today. So let us first of all look at the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then what is a dry port, then exports from Bihar or what Bihar exports to the world and other Indian states, then about the major ports of India, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is Economy Infrastructure. As we move forward, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. The news talks about Bihar gets its first dry port. So the whole state has gotten its first dry port. What is it and how it can help the state? Now coming back to the news. So the state of Bihar, one of the eastern states of India, and the state from where the Ganga covers the whole of states, and you can say that the river Ganga or the river Ganges flows in center of the Bihar or the central Bihar. So Bihar, the industry minister has inaugurated the state's first dry port, and the first dry port is situated in Bihta, and Bihta is located in the capital of Bihar, that is Patna. So it is a town near the state capital Patna, and the dry port is being seen as the state's big initiative to boost the exports of goods and services which are produced in Bihar. So basically the goods which are very much popular in Bihar and the manufacturing takes place in Bihar. Then it is run in a public-private partnership mode, that is PPP, that is public-private partnership, and by the Pristine Magad Infrastructure Private Limited and the State Industry Department. So you need to remember, first dry port Bihar, place that is Bihta, town near capital Patna, and then it is being run in the PPP model, that is the public-private partnership. Now this is the map of Bihar. So if we will look at the capital, that is Patna, so this is capital. You can say that it is placed in central Bihar, or you can say little south to the center of Bihar. So this is Patna, and it is the place, that is the town Bihta is situated very near in Patna. Now first of all, what is a dry port? Now basically when we talk about the word port, so what we relate port with? We relate ports with coastlines of India, like the coastal states which are sharing border with the oceans or the seas. So dry port, as the word itself is telling, dry, it means it is not associated with water. So dry port are not which are present at the coastline, or they are not ports which are present at the place which is having border with or which is sharing border with seas or oceans. So dry ports are ports which are basically present in an inland areas, and they serve as a connecting point between one place to another place. I'll explain. See, a dry port or an inland container depot. Inland means something which is situated inside. So it is also an inland container port, and it provides a logistics facility away from a seaport or airport for cargo handling, storage and transportation. Now look at here. See, imagine this is Bihar, dry port of Bihar. Now this is Uttar Pradesh, and you can say that the port is located in West Bengal, Kolkata. Now if some goods have come from Maharashtra to UP, and then they will be going to Bihar, Bihta, the dry port of Bihar, and there the goods which have come from Maharashtra, they can be parked there, they can have the storage facility. So they can have the storage facility in the dry port of Bihar, and then from that dry port of Bihar, they can be taken to the Kolkata port, from where it can go for the exports to some other countries also. And that is why it is known as an inland port, because it is present, you can say that the dry port is present inside a city. The dry port can be present inside any city. It does not require to share border with any of the seas or the oceans, and that is why they are called dry port, and they are also known as inland depot port. So they work as cargo handling. It means that the cargo which come there, it can get the storage facility there, and from that point it can be taken forward to its destination. Then the storage facility is also provided at the dry port, and the transportation facility is also provided at the dry port. Then it acts as a bridge between sea or air ports and inland regions, facilitating efficient movement of goods. It means it works as a bridge. Now you see that ultimately the stuff or the goods which are coming from Maharashtra, the ultimate destination is to go to Kolkata port, so that from there the export can take place and it can reach its destination. Like for example, it wants to, or the goods wants to go to Russia. So the port from where they are going to Russia is Kolkata port, but the goods which are being manufactured and is going to Russia is being manufactured in Maharashtra, or you can say any state. You can say it is being manufactured in Uttar Pradesh. Now from Uttar Pradesh, the cargo can go to the dry port of Bihar. It can get the storage facility, and then from the dry port of Bihar it goes to the Kolkata port, and then through the shipping lane it goes to Russia. Now the Bihar port has worked like a bridge between the Uttar Pradesh and Kolkata, because from there, at the dry port of Bihar, it is getting the transportation facility, it is getting the cargo handling feature, and also the storage facility. And that is why it is said that it works as a bridge between the seaports and the inland region. So that directly, if it is taking much time from going to one place to directly to the port, and you need some facility in between so that you can park your order, and then from there the order can be taken to the destination, then this works as a very good feature. Then it is a much needed initiative for states like Bihar, so that the exports can increase from Bihar. And then where it exports items, mainly agro-based garments and leather products are manufactured in diverse locations. So basically it will also work in a good manner for the goods which are being exported from Bihar. Like Bihar is very famous for makhanas, which is also known as fox nuts. So around more than 80% of the India's fox nut is being manufactured or is being produced in the state of Bihar. So the exports, it will help the product, or the management of the dry port in Bihar will help in the export of those fox nuts. Like for example, the Shahi Lychee of Muzaffarpur, it will also help in the export of those Shahi Lychee to other Indian states also, and to the outside or international export also. Then cargo from various shippers can be consolidated at the dry port, making it easier to transport. So the storage facility and transportation facility, basically it will also improve the economy of the state also. And the movement, the interstate movement and the intrastate movement with respect to the goods will also increase in the state. Now exports from Bihar. So what are the goods items which are being exported from Bihar? So that is the major producer of fruits and vegetables such as potato, tomato, banana, lychee and makhana. So basically banana, lychee and makhana, these are the things which are very famous from Bihar, and even the lychees, and the lychee has also got the GI tag. Then sponge iron, packaged food, waste paper, newsprint, rice and meat, and also the leather products of Bihar, the silk of Bihar. So these are the things which needs more and more recognition, and if it will go out and the GI tagged products will go out, it will also increase the economy of the state, and it will also give a boost to the MSME sector of the state. Then the first consignment of the leather shoes was sent to Russia from the dry port of Bihar. Then the Bihar government data says that the state has recorded exports worth rupees 20,000 crore in the year 2022-23, and the management of the dry port will give in the coming years will give a boost to this number. Then the availability of ICD Bihta, the state looks at boosting its export potential because now they have got the storage facility and also the cargo handling facility. Now let us talk about the major ports of India. So when we have checked at the shipping ministry sites, we have found that as of now there are 12 major ports in India, and one of the major ports, the 13th major port which is being developed in India, is the Vadhavan major port, is being developed in Maharashtra, but till now it has not been done completely or has not been added to the list of the major ports. So the 12 major ports are Kandla Port, Gujarat, then comes the Mumbai Port, that is Jawaharlal Nehru Port and the Mumbai Port in Maharashtra, then Mormugao Port in Goa, then you have the New Mangalore Port, Karnataka, then you have the Kochi Port in Kerala, then you have Tuticorin Port, Chennai Port and the Ennore Port in Tamil Nadu. Now Tamil Nadu has 3 major ports, highest by any state. Then you have the Vishakhapatnam Port in Andhra Pradesh, then you have the Pradeep Port in Odisha, then you have the Kolkata or the Haldia Port in West Bengal. So these are the 12 major ports of India, and then the 13th major port is being developed in Maharashtra, that is the Vadhavan Port. And if we talk about the ministry which handles the major ports in India, so the major ports are under the administrative control of Ministry of Shipping, and the non-major ports, so in India more than 200 non-major ports are there. So the non-major ports are under the jurisdiction of the respective state maritime boards or the state governments. So the major ports are Ministry of Shipping and the non-major ports are state governments. And then there is an initiative by the recent government, that is the Sagarmala initiative. The Sagarmala initiative basically talks about development of the logistics sector with regard to connecting the different coastlines of India, the states which shares India's coastline. So connecting these states with each other through the development of ports and improving the infrastructure or the shipping infrastructure or the port infrastructure of India, because the port infrastructure of India will ultimately give a major boost to the Indian economy and will also give a major boost to the export sector of India. And if the export sector of India will improve and will get a boost, then one of the major flagship schemes of today's government, that is the Make in India or the Atmanirbhar Bharat, or giving a boost to the manufacturing sector of the country, will also be having an added advantage. So the Sagarmala project is one of the biggest examples of increasing the port infrastructure or the shipping infrastructure of India with regard to boosting or making logistics sector a big hit in India. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people will give me the answer in the comment section. So the 13th major port of India will be Vadhavan Port, Kandla Port, Port Blair Port, or none of the above. We have discussed this in the video, so give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.